What's going on, everyone? So, got reports on a potential chase scene, but in a car, not on feet. So, um, Horror Universal had relayed that today, during the filming of Scream 7, a chase scene involving Sidney and another person is being filmed. Based on the information obtained, it is not clear whether she is chasing or running away from someone. This, I think, is very interesting, okay, because one, Scream is always, it's known for its chase scenes. I mean, Scream has had some of the best chase scenes in horror history, right? I mean, Gale Scream 2 is one that really comes to mind. Like, most, usually Gale, like, even like Scream 4, like, but like the panel scene, just building the tension and stuff, right? And chase scenes are very impactful in horror movies, right? Like, think of like Urban Legends, right? What was it? Tara Reid's chase scene, I Know What You Did Last Summer with, Sarah Michelle Gellar's character, right? Like, there's a lot of just iconic, memorable chase scenes. Even like The Strangers, was it Pray at Night? Like that pool scene was really cool, right? Where they're running from the killers and stuff, right? So like, to have an awesome chase scene is very important, right? And we've talked every Scream movie about like, hey, they need to have a really cool chase scene. They need to have a really cool kind of like, just memorable moment of whether it's with Gale or somebody else. So to kind of have, a car chase scene, I think would, one, be very creative. It'd be new to Scream, which, I'm very high on, like, hey, let's do, these creative things. Let's try to like branch into some new territory, right? Like this could be something. And either way, whether she's chasing somebody or being chased, either way, that's awesome, right? Because if she's chasing somebody, it's likely because they've been caught by Ghostface, right? And she's trying to help them, or maybe she's trying to follow and track down Ghostface and have hope that they lead her somewhere or whatever, so that way she can go take him out, right? Like whatever the instance is with Sidney in a car chasing or being chased by Ghostface is likely because of something impactful, right? So either way, I am all for whichever route they go. Now, I do think it'd be kind of cool though if Sidney was being chased and tracked down by Ghostface. Like, I would love if you had this like awesome chase scene through somewhere, right, on foot, right? Sidney's running away from Ghostface. Maybe Ghostface like slashes her arm or something like that. She's like running, she's trying to get out, right? Ghostface chasing after her. She does a little pit maneuver, boom, gets downstairs, gets to her car, goes to try, thinking she's escaped and made it out, and then there's another Ghostface in the car just waiting for her, and then she just takes off, and then Ghostface chases after her. Like, I think that could be cool, like having this like long extended chase scene with Sidney that then leads into the car, and now Ghostface is chasing her in the car, trying to, hit her and crash into her with the car, and she's trying to like keep it on the road and stuff and trying to lose Ghostface, but Ghostface is right on her tail. Like, that would be cool, right? Like, what if Ghostface, stole a cop car or something like that and just, chasing down and tracking down Sidney Prescott? I think that there's a lot of like really cool ways that you can kind of approach that and go about that and just have like a really cool chase scene. I don't think it's going to be like, like a action movie level, right? I don't think it's going to be something where, a bunch of cars are exploding and, Sidney's shooting guns out of the car. Like, I don't think it's going to be, like a Taken chase scene or something like that. I don't think it's going to be a Michael Bay film, right? Like, Michael Bay is known for his explosions and chase scenes and stuff like that. So I don't think it's going to be anything to that, but I could see something where, she is also in a small town, right? She's in this like small town, Pine Grove in Indiana, right? So I don't imagine that there's like a ton of traffic, ton of cars everywhere, right? Like she's probably get to a highway or something, being chased by Ghostface. Probably, a couple cars that she's got to weave in and out of. I don't think it's anything that's going to be too over the top, too crazy, right? But again, like building that tension, building that suspense, giving us something we haven't seen before, right? These are all elements that I think could be very beneficial to a Scream franchise, right? To Scream movie, kind of just, again, take us into new waters, right? Like, let's go over here a little bit, right? Like, I still want to see the on-foot chase scenes. I still want like a really awesome, high tense chasing. But I think it'd be really cool if you did something to where it is this like high tense, Sidney's hiding type thing. Maybe there's even multiple Ghostface chasing after her, and then she works her way to her car, gets to her car, and maybe there's a Ghostface, chasing her in the car. Or like, what if there's one in the back seat too, right? Like, I don't know. There's just a lot of ways that you can kind of go about this and approach this, right? Also, it depends on where this is at in the film, right? Like, because if this is towards the end of the film, if this is in like the middle of the film, right? Because depending on where it's at too, probably dictates how far they go, right? Like, because you got to imagine, like, if it's towards like the beginning of the film, like say in the first like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that, chances are she probably escapes and gets away and it's, probably all good. But if it's like towards the end of the film, right, she probably crashes, probably all tore up. Maybe there is a ghost face in the back seat. She gets stabbed in like the shoulder or something like that, right? Like so depending on where it's at, because I don't imagine they're gonna like, tear her up badly going into, the first 20 minutes of the film, right? To where now she's like, in the hospital the rest of the movie or something like that. Or at least I hope not. So my guess, I also think depending on where this scene takes place, could also depend on, the approach that they take with it and how they go about it. But look, again, the more chase scenes, the better, in my opinion, right? Like if you can, as long as they're like well thought out, right? Like as long as they make sense and they're good suspenseful scenes. But I mean, you can build a lot of suspense in car chase scenes, which is why, a lot of films do it, right? Like, or sticking with urban legends, right? There's like the car chase scene, there's somebody in the backseat, right? And, with the lights and stuff and then chasing them around, right? Like that's something that I think you could do. You could do this like scene where Ghostface is trying to run her off the road. It's just like a fear that everyone has, right? And it ties into like the game where somebody has their high beams on, you don't flash them or whatever, right? Like that kind of thing. I do think that this is something that could be fun. I do think this is something that could really lead to a very unique scene in Scream, right? And that's what I want, right? I want some creativity. I want things kind of well thought out, well flushed, right? Like let's break some new ground. Let's venture into some new territory here a little bit. I think that is something that could be a lot of fun and just give us a different version of Scream that we just aren't accustomed to yet, right? Have a more darker, brutal, intense Ghostface. Add that with, just some epic, awesome chase scenes where, Ghostface is just taking people out, some epic kills. There's talks about, having like an Olivia type kill scene, right? Like things like that. I think could really go a long way for this Scream and maybe make it one of the better sequels. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you love this? Would you love kind of like a road chasing Ghostfaces tracking down and going after Sidney Prescott? Do you think, no, like it's a little silly, right? Like just keep it with the high suspense on foot chase scenes. Do you like the idea of like maybe having like an on foot chase scene kind of lead into like a car chase scene, right? Like I mentioned, like Sidney's being hunted by Ghostface. She escapes, gets to her car, thinks like, okay, I can get away, and then there's another Ghostface waiting there in their car, ready to take on Sidney, right? Like, how do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are. Either way, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me not. It's me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel. What are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.